Hi, this is Archana working as Assistant Professor in Chebroli Engineering College. Today I am going to explain the air blast circuit breakers. In previous video lecture I explained classification of circuit breaker, construction and working of oil circuit breaker, types of oil circuit breakers, that is bulk oil and minimum oil circuit breakers, and what are the advantages and disadvantages of the oil circuit breakers. Now in present video lecture I will cover the introduction to air blast circuit breaker, construction and working of air blast circuit breakers, and types of air blast circuit breakers, and advantages and disadvantages of the air blast circuit breakers. It's coming to the introduction of air blast circuit breaker. In previous video lecture I explained why we are using the dielectric medium in the circuit breaker. By using this dielectric medium, the arc quenching is obtained in circuit breaker. The arc quenching is the one of the major problem in circuit breaker, so we are using the different dielectric mediums. Based upon this dielectric medium, the circuit breakers are classified into 4 types. That is already explained in previous video lecture. That is the oil. First type is the oil circuit breaker. This is already explained in the previous video lecture. And second one is the air blast circuit breaker. Now I explained the overall working of a air blast circuit breaker. Next, the third and fourth one is the vacuum and SF6 circuit breaker. SF6 means the sulfur hexafluoride circuit breakers. These circuit breakers will be explained in coming video lectures. Now coming to the introduction to the air blast circuit breakers. In the air blast circuit breaker, the dielectric medium is the compressed air. By using this compressed air, the arc reduces within a short time. This is the one of the important in the normal circuit breakers. In air blast circuit breakers, we are using the compressed air. This compressed air is stored in the tank and releases through a nozzles to provide high velocity jet. This is used to quenching of the arc. Okay. This type of circuit breakers is used for the indoor and indoor service in medium and high voltages. In medium and high voltages we are using this type of circuit breaker. This is the diagram shows the substation. In this substation we are using the air blast circuit breakers. These are all the air blast circuit breakers. This is the practical view of a substation. In that we are using the air blast circuit breakers. These are all the air blast circuit breakers and we are using the tank. This is the tank. At the downwards we are using this is the straight line is the tank. Next, this is also the practical view, equivalent practical view of a air blast circuit breaker. This is the air reservoir. In that we are storing the air. Compressed air will be stored in the air reservoir. This is the arcing horns and this is the hollow insulating medium, and these are the connecting currents. These two are the connecting currents, and these are the resistance switching. At the top we are connecting the resistance switching. The advantages of resistance switching is also explained in the previous video lectures. Next, these are the fixed contact and this is the moving contact. In this also this is the fixed contact, this is the moving contact. These are the controlling rods and this is the air reservoir. This is the air reservoir. In that we will store the compressed air. When the fault will be obtained in the circuit breaker, the fixed and moving contacts are separated. In between this gap, the arc struts. That arc is shunted by using this resistance. That arc is struck by using this resistance. In between fixed and moving contact, the arc is struck. That arc is shunted by using this resistance switching. These all three are the resistance switching. Okay, this is the equivalent diagram for the air blast circuit breaker practical view. Constructionally the air blast circuit breaker is like this. Okay, coming to the construction and working of a air blast circuit breaker. This is the air blast circuit breaker. In that we are having the various components are there. First one is the exit chamber. This is the exit chamber. This is the hollow type of exit chamber. Next one is this is the fixed contact, and again it is the moving contact. It is the moving contact. Next fourth one is this is the porcelain weather casting. This is the porcelain weather casting. It is coated by the porcelain material. The overall insulation may be coated by the porcelain material. Next one, this is the tie rod. This is the tie rod. Next sixth one is the contact tube. This is the contact tube. Next one is the air inlet. This is the air inlet. Next the eighth one is the arcing tip. This is the arcing tip. This is the arcing tip. This is the overall construction of a air blast circuit breaker. Okay, constructionally we are having the 8 parts, that is exhaust chamber, fixed contact, moving contact, weather coasting, tie rod, contact tube, air and inlet metals, and arcing tip. Next, coming to the construction. The exhaust chamber is used for the weather protection. The exhaust chamber, this is the exhaust chamber, it is used for the weather protection. Next, coming to the moving contact, this is the fixed contact and this is the moving contact. The moving contact is assembly consisting of a copper contact and coupled to the two pistons, that is the tie rod and the contact tube. That is the tie rod, and this is the tie rod, and sixth one is the contact tube. The moving contact is connected to the tie rod and the contact tube. An arcing trip is provided at the end of the moving contact. This is the end of the moving contact. In the end of the moving contact, we are connecting the one arc tripping. This is the arc tripping. At the end of the moving contact, we are connecting the arc tripping. This is the overall construction of a air blast circuit breaker. Next, coming to the working. Under normal operating conditions, the contacts of the air blast circuit breaker are closed. Under normal operating conditions, the contacts of air blast circuit breakers are closed. That means the fixed and moving contacts together to each other. When a fault occurs, the contacts are open. When the fault occurs, the contacts are open. That means when the fault will be obtained, the moving contact is move away from the fixed contact by using the two rods, by using the two pistons, that is the tie rod and the contact tube. By using this springing action, when the fault occurs, the moving contact is move away from the fixed contact. Therefore, an arc is struck in between the moving and fixed contact. Therefore, the air blast established by the opening of the blast valve and to the reservoir and the arcing chamber. This is the fixed contact and this is the moving contact. When under abnormal conditions, the moving contact is move away from the fixed contact by using these two rods. By using these two rods, that is the tie rod, this is the tie rod and this is the connected rod. By using these two rods, the moving contact move away from the fixed contact. In the gap between this moving contact and fixed contact, an arc is struck between them. Therefore, the air blast established by the opening of the blast valve floated between the air reservoir and the arcing chamber. Due to the air blast, the arc cools. Due to that air blast, the arc cools and dielectric strength of medium is increased. Therefore, the arc is extinguished. This is the overall construction and working of a air blast circuit breaker. Okay, next coming to the classification of air blast circuit breaker. These are classified based upon the direction of a blast of air. Due to the blasting of the air, direction of the blasting of air, these are classified into three types. That is the axial blast, second one is the cross blast, third one is the radial blast. Based upon the direction of the air blast, the air blast circuit breakers are classified into three types. First one is the axial blast, second one is the cross blast, third one is the radial blast. It will be classified only depending upon the blast of the air or direction of the air blast. By using this direction of the air blast, it will be classified into three types. In that, first one is the axial blast type of circuit breaker. This is the axial blast circuit breaker. This is the fixed contact. And this is the moving contact. Under normal operating condition, the fixed and moving contacts are together to each other. But when fault will be obtained, that means the under abnormal condition, the moving contact is move away from the fixed contact. Therefore, an arc is struck in between these fixed and moving contacts. In this case, we reduce the arc for protecting of the circuit breaker. For protecting of the circuit breaker, we reduce the arc. By using the air blast method, we will reduce the arc. In this axial blast, the air blast is directed along the arc path. This is the arc path. The arc will be moved in between the fixed and moving contacts. In the same direction, we will blast the air. Therefore, by blasting of the air, the ionized particles in between the fixed and moving contacts are disturbed. Then, the arc may be reduced. This is the axial blast type of air blast circuit breaker. Coming to the second one, that is the cross blast circuit breaker. This is the cross blast circuit breaker. Basic diagram. In that same, we are having the fixed contact and moving contact. In between the fixed and moving contact, we are having the arc. We are producing the arc. Under normal conditions, these two contacts are together to each other. This is the abnormal conditions. In this case, the moving contact is move away from the fixed contact. In between, we are producing the arc. The direction of the arc is moving contact to the fixed contact. But in the case of the air blast circuit breaker, the air blast is directed at right angle of the arc. At right angle of the arc. This is the arc direction. At the right angle of the arc, we blast the air. Then the arc may be extinguished. Next, third one is the radial blast circuit breaker. This is the basic diagram for the radial blast circuit breaker. In that, we are having the fixed contact and this is the moving contact. In between the fixed and moving contact, we are producing the air. sorry, we are producing the arc. In between this, we are producing the arc. That arc may be extinguished by using the air blast in radial directions. In the 4 directions, we will blast the air. This is the one direction and this is the another direction, and this is the another direction and this is the another direction. In the 4 directions, we will blast the air. For that reason, the arc may be extinguished. Due to that blasting of the air in radial form, quickly the ionization particles in between these fixed and moving contacts are disturbed. Due to this disturbance of the ionized particles, quickly we will reduce the arc in the fixed and moving contacts. Therefore, we protect the circuit breaker contacts within a short time. Okay, these are the basic classifications of a air blast circuit breaker depending upon the direction of the blast of air. Next, coming to the working of a axial air blast circuit breaker. Detailed explanation of the axial blast circuit breaker. Okay, this is the diagram for the axial blast air blast circuit breaker. Okay, this is the moving contact and this is the fixed contact. In between the fixed and moving contacts, the arc is struck. In abnormal conditions, under normal conditions, the fixed and moving contacts are together to each other. Under abnormal conditions, when the relay gives indication to the circuit breaker, automatically the moving contact is moved away from the fixed contact by using the springing action. This is the moving contact. This moving contact is moved away from the fixed contact. In between the fixed and moving contacts, the arc is struck. This is the blue mark indicates the arc. This blue mark indicates the arc, and this is the piston, and this is the spring, and this is the air valve opened by tripping the impulsion, and this is the arcing chamber, and this is the arcing chamber, and this is the air reservoir tank. In that air reservoir tank, that is filled with the compressed air. This is normal air clearance for operating voltage. This is the normal air clearance for operating voltage. This is the series isolators for using the isolation purpose. Next, under normal operating conditions, the fixed and moving contacts are together to each other. Okay, next, under abnormal conditions, the moving contact is moved away from the fixed contact by using this piston and springing action. By using this piston movement and the springing action, the moving contact is moved away from the fixed contact. In between fixed and moving contact, we are developing some arc. We are producing the arc. Okay, that arc will reduces within a short time for protection of the circuit breaker. In this case, we are using the air blasting method. That air will be blasted in the axial flow. This is the air reservoir. This air reservoir is completely filled with the compressed air. When the arc is struck in between the fixed and the moving contact, the air valve will be open. Due to that opening of the air valve, that will be entered to the chamber, arcing chamber. This is the arcing chamber. That arcing chamber is completely filled with the compressed air. Due to that blast of this compressed air, the ionization particles between this moving and fixed contacts will reduce and changes. Due to reduction of these ionization particles in between the fixed and moving contacts, the arc may be executed. The arc will be extinguished within a short time. When we protect the circuit breaker within a short time by using the axial blast circuit breaker. This is the overall construction of the axial blast circuit breaker. In that axial blast circuit breaker, the main components are the fixed contact, moving contact, and spring and the piston movement and air reservoir and arcing chamber and air valve. And a normal operating condition, the air valve in closed position. Okay, when in the abnormal conditions, the air valve will be open. By using this air valve, the compressed air will moving to the arcing chamber. The air reservoir tank is completely filled with the compressed air. This will be flowing in the axial direction. That means the same direction to the arc. Same direction to the arc. Okay, same direction to the arc. By using this axial blast, we will reduce the arc within a short period due to the disturbance of the ionization particles between the fixed and moving contacts. By disturbing the ionized particles between the fixed and moving contacts, the arc may be reduced. Then we will protect the circuit breaker. Okay, this is the overall construction of a axial blast circuit breaker. Okay. Next, under normal operating condition, the fixed and moving contacts are held in the closed position with the help of spring pressure. With the help of this spring pressure, normal operating conditions, under normal operating condition, the fixed and moving contacts are together to each other. Okay, there is no any gap in between the fixed and moving contact under normal operating condition by using this springing action. There is an air reservoir is connected. This is the air reservoir is connected to the arcing chamber through an air valve. This is the air reservoir tank. That air reservoir is connected to the arcing chamber by using the air valve opening by the tripping impulsion. Next, the air valve controls the flow of air into the arcing chamber. Flow of air, by using this air valve, we controls the flow of air into the arcing chamber. The valve is closed under normal operating condition. Next, under faulty condition, when a fault occurs, a tripping impulse is produced. Under faulty condition, there is an arc struck in between the fixed and moving contact. A fault occurs, a tripping impulsion is produced which causes the opening of the air valve. Therefore, by using this air valve, the air enter into the arcing chamber to the air reservoir to the arcing chamber. A high pressure air enter into the arcing chamber. This air pushes away the moving contact against the spring pressure. Due to that air, the moving contact will move away from the fixed contact. The moving contact is separated and an arc is struck. By using the air pressure, the moving contact is separated and arc is struck. At the same time, high pressure air blast flows along the arc. In the same time, a very high pressure air is blast in the arc and takes away the ionized gases. Due to that high pressure, due to the blast of the air in the arcing chamber, then the ionized gases may be disturbed and reduction of the ionized gas. Consequently, the arc is extinguished and the current flow is interrupted. By disturbing of the ionized gases in between the fixed and moving contacts, the arc is extinguished and the current flow is interrupted. This is the overall working of a axial blast circuit breaker. In axial blast, we blast the air along to the arc path, along to the arc path. That is in the same direction of the arc path. Next, coming to the working of a cross blast air blast circuit breaker. In the axial blast circuit breaker, the air is blast in the same direction of the arc. For that reason, we are taking some time for reduction of the arc. That drawback is overcome by using the cross blast circuit breaker. In cross blast circuit breaker, the air is blasted right angle to the arc. Right angle to the arc. Okay. This is the cross blast air blast circuit breakers. In this is the moving contact. This is the fixed contact. This is the fixed contact, and this is the arc splitters, and in between the fixed and moving contact we are developing the arc. This is the arc. That arc is flowing through the arc splitters. This is the air reservoir or arcing chamber. This is the air reservoir. In the down position we are connecting the air reservoir. Okay. The direction of this air blast is like this, at right angle to the arc. At right angle to the arc. This is the arc direction. The air blast direction is like this. That is the right angle. That is the right angle. Due to the flow of this air blast, the arc is transferred to the arc splitters. By using these arc splitters, the arc will be splitted and the resistance is reduced. Due to the reduction of this, or due to the cutting of this arc, the arc may be extinguished within a short time when compared to the axial blast circuit breaker. Okay, this is the overall construction of a cross blast circuit breaker, and this is the moving contact, and this is the fixed contact. In that moving contact we are connecting the one spring, and this is the air tank. In the down we are connecting the one air reservoir tank. In this when the fault will be obtained or under abnormal condition, the arc is struck in between fixed and moving contact. This is the arc. When opening of the air reservoir valve, that air will be flows like this. That is the right angle to the arc. This is the right angle to the arc. Due to this force of air blast, that arc will be moved to the air splitters. The advantages of this splitter is to reduce the arc. By cutting off this arc, we will reduce the arcing time. Therefore, by using these arc splitters, we reduce the arcing time within a very short time. This is the cross blast circuit breaker. In this type, the breaker, an air blast is directed at right angle to the arc. The cross blast lengths and forces the arc into suitable shoots of a arc extinction. This is the splitters. Okay, that arc may be flowing through these splitters. Next, when the moving contact is withdrawn, an arc is struck between the fixed and moving contacts. The high pressure cross blast forces the arc into the shooting consisting of a arc splitters and baffles. The splitter serves to increase the length of the arc, and baffles gives improving the cooling. By using these arc splitters, we will reduce the arc and improves the cooling. The result is the arc is extinguished and the flow current is interrupted, and the current interrupting time is also reduced by using these arc splitters. Since blast pressure is same for all currents and ineffective at low currents is eliminated. The final gap of interruption is greater enough to give normal insulation clearance, so that a series isolation switch is not necessary. This is the cross blast circuit breaker. By using this cross blast circuit breaker, we will reduce the arc within a very short time when compared to the axial blast. Because in the case of the axial blast, the direction of the air blast is same to the arc. Therefore, we reduce the arc more than the cross blast. But in the case of the cross blast, the air blast is in the direction right angle to the arc. Then we forcefully injected the air into the arc, then that arc will be moving to the arc splitters. In that arc splitters, we will split the arc, then we will reduce the arc. That is the one of the arc reduction method, arc splitting. By using this arc splitting, we control the arc and we are reducing the arc. Then we protect the circuit breaker within a very short time. Compared to the axial blast, the cross blast, by using this cross blast, quickly we will reduce the arc production in between the fixed and moving contacts. Then we give a protection, a very quick protection to the circuit breaker by using this cross blast air brake circuit breakers. Next, coming to the last blast type, that is the radial blast type. Radial means all the directions, in the 4 directions we give a air. We are producing the air blast for in the radial way. This is the diagram for the radial blast circuit breaker. This is the fixed contact and this is the moving contact. This is the fixed contact and this is the moving contact. Under normal operating condition, the fixed and moving contacts are together each other. If any faults will be obtained or under abnormal conditions, the moving contact is moved away from the fixed contact. There is a gap between the fixed and moving contacts. By using the springing or piston action, the moving contact is moved away from the fixed contact. In between these two contacts, we are developing some arc. That arc may be reduced by using the radial blast method, radial air blast method. This is the blasting of the air direction and this is also blasting of air direction and this is the blasting of air direction and this is also the blasting of air directions. By using these 4 blasting directions, the arc may be reduced within a very short time. Then we will protect the fixed and moving contacts very quickly when compared to the axial and cross blast methods. In axial and cross blast method, we are using the same direction to the blasting will be obtained in the same direction to the arc. But in the case of the cross blast method, the air blast is right angle to the arc. In the case of the radial blast method, the air blast is radial to the circuit breaker. That means in all the directions we push the compressed air in all the directions. For this high pressure, due to this high pressure, the ionized particles between these fixed and moving contacts are totally disturbed. Therefore, within a very short time we reduce the arc. Within a very short time we reduce the arc. This is in this the air blast directed radially. In this, the air blast directed radially as shown in the figure. This is the blasting direction and this is the blasting direction. This is also blasting directions. In the four directions, we will blast the air. Then we will quickly reduce the ionization particles in between the fixed and moving contacts. By using this reduction of the ionized particles in between the fixed and moving contacts, then we will easily protect the contacts of the circuit breaker within a very short time. Okay. Next, the principles used in the radial blast is almost similar to the axial blast. The working of a radial blast, air blast circuit breaker is almost similar to the axial blast type. Next, the axial blast circuit breaker may single blast or double blast. In axial blast circuit breaker, we are having the two types, that is the single blast and a double blast. The air is blasted in single and also in the double. Okay. Next, the circuit breaker employing double blast arrangement sometimes is called the radial blast. In sometimes the radial blast is called as the double blast circuit breaker, as the air blast flows radially into the space between the contacts. In this case, the air is blasted radially in between the contacts. That means in the four directions, we will blast the air. Therefore, we quickly reduce the ionized particles in between the fixed and moving contacts. This is the working principle is same as that of a axial blast method. Therefore, we reduce the arc within a very short time, then we protect the contacts of the circuit breaker within a very short period by using this radial blast circuit breakers. So, this is the three classifications of a air blast circuit breaker based upon the direction of the air blast, based on the directions of the air blast. Okay. Next, coming to the advantages of the air blast circuit breakers, there is no risk of the fire hazards. There is no risk of the fire hazards because in this we are not using any oil. Due to that oil only we are obtaining the fire hazards. In oil circuit breakers, in previous video lecture I explained, in the oil circuit breaker we are using the some quantity of oil for arc quenching. Therefore, we are obtaining the so many problems by using this oil. That problems will be overcome by using the air blast circuit breaker. That is the one of the major advantage in the air blast circuit breaker. In this, there is no risk for fire hazards because in that we are using only the air. For that reason there is no chance of the fire hazards. Next one is that it has relatively small size because we are not using any oil, therefore the size of the tank is also reduced. In that we are using only the compressed air. Compressed air occupies the very less space. Due to that occupation of the less space, the overall size of the air blast circuit breaker is reduced. Next one is the arc extinguished very quickly. In this case, air blast circuit breaker, we reduce the arc within a short period when compared to the oil circuit breaker because in this we will blast the air in various directions. Therefore, we reduce ionization particles in between the fixed and moving contacts within a very short period. Then we will reduce the arc within very short. Therefore, the arc extinguishing will be obtained with a very short duration and quickly. As the duration of the arc is smaller, therefore, burning of the contacts is less. By reduction of the arc duration, the burning of the contacts is less. Due to that arc by increasing the arc quenching time, then the contacts of the fixed and moving contacts of the circuit breaker may be damaged. That damage will be reduced by using the air blast circuit breaker for reducing the duration of the arc. Reducing the duration of the arc, we reduce the arcing time. Therefore, the contacts may be within a safe zone. Next, coming to the disadvantages of air blast circuit breakers, we are having some disadvantages are there in the air blast circuit breakers. First one is the leakage of air at a pipeline fitting. In the compressed air tank, that is filled with the compressed air. By using the valves, we are pumping that compressed air to the arcing chamber. In that we are using some pipelines. In that pipeline, sometimes so many problems are obtained in the pipelines. That is the leakage of air at the pipelines fitting. Next one is the cost of operation is high. The cost of operation is high compared to the oil circuit breaker. Next, compressed plant requires for the compressed air. In that we are using the compressed air tank. That compressed air tank is totally filled with the compressed air. That is the one of the difficulty in the air blast circuit breaker. Next one is the air blast circuit breakers are very sensitive to the variation in the rate of restriking voltage. It is more sensitive to the rate of rise of restriking voltage. Restriking voltage means it is already explained in the previous video lectures. That means the after extinguishing of the arc, and oscillations may be obtained at the starting of these oscillations is known as the restriking voltage. At the starting of this oscillation, restriking voltage means it is the voltage that will be measured at the starting of the oscillations is known as the restriking voltage. That rate of restriking voltage variations is very sensitive in the air blast circuit breaker. Okay. This is the overall air blast circuit breakers classifications and advantages and disadvantages and various types of air blast circuit breakers. Okay, thank you.